Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Peace. Call me Peace Mode, and today we got a today we got what's on the screen there? Okay. Hey, click off. Come on, go. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Whoa, that was weird. I don't know why that was on the screen there. Probably whoever used this laptop last, right? Tons of other people using this laptop. I don't know why they were looking at that really strange, weird picture. Am I right, guys? Hit the like button if you think that was weird. If that was a weird little picture. But yeah, nothing to see here. Don't tell my wife and kids. Okay, we got our my top 20 albums of all time list. This is gonna be a fun little list. Um, just going over my top 20 albums, the my opinion, not necessarily what I think are the greatest albums of all time, but the 20 albums that are my favorite to listen to. So yeah, let's get right into it. We got number 20, Pray for Paris by Westside Gunn. I love this album. Got a funny little dude getting his head cut off in the album cover. That's awesome. Love stuff like that. Good old gore. Who doesn't love some gore? Good. Okay, yeah, never mind. We got, but yeah, we got this album. This was my introduction to Westside Gunn. Um, when I first turned it on, I was amazed. It was songs like 327s that got me into this. I think Tyler the Creator's on this. George Bondo with Benny the Butcher and Conway the Machine, the whole Griselda team on here. Some of my favorite songs. Got some awesome creative boom bap beats on here. They're just sparkly. They feel fun. They got a lot of character, personality. It's just West Side Gun going boom, 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 boom. Stuff like that. Who doesn't love that? That's awesome. Love this album. Number 20. Um, Also, these top 20 through 11, I'm probably going to be going a little bit quicker on just because, I don't want this to take absolutely forever. But yeah, moving on to number 19, we got Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. Love this album. This is a great album. My personal favorite Kendrick album. That's the other thing about this list. I'm not putting duplicates on here, so there's only going to be one Kendrick album, only one album per artist. There can't be To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City on my list because, yeah, I'm not doing duplicates here. So we got one of each person, but this is my personal favorite Kendrick Lamar album. Love the story of it, just going through everything. Some of my favorite songs are Mad City. I'm really into Money Trees, obviously. We got other great songs on here. Poetic Justice with Drake, Swimming Pools. Just a whole good little story vibe kind of album. I love it. The only reason not higher up is because I don't listen to it as often. It's kind of situational listen for me. But yeah. All right, we're going on next. Number 18. We got. Sorry, it's not clicking. Brockhampton, Saturation 3. Now, this is my personal favorite of the Saturation series. Obviously, I picked it as the Brockhampton album on this list. And I don't know, man. I love it. Songs like Johnny are crazy. Songs like Rental. Just, I feel like this was the peak of all of the boys in the band doing their little boy things, being a little, fruity, but in a good way. We got some of the best songs on here, in my opinion. I just think this is an outstanding album. It's just them at having their most fun. You know what I mean? The Saturation was just them being raw, fun, talent. You know what I mean? And this was the peak of that. The third one, I think they kept getting better throughout the series. So, yeah, Boogie, great song too. Love it. Just a little vibe on this one. This is a fun album. Check it out for sure. Next up, we got 17, Dawn FM by The Weeknd. I love this album by The Weeknd. Awesome album. It's his most recent, actually, which is cool because I think he did some really cool stuff early on with like House of Balloons, stuff like that. But look at this old little man. How can you not love this cute little face? You know, this is cool. Got the little Jim Carrey radio vibe going on here. Really dope. Just kind of that 80s vibe he was going for with this whole little trilogy here. Love lots of these songs like Sacrifice. Some of these things are super catchy. Again, a song with Tyler the Creator. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, there is some amazing stuff on this album. Just a whole little 80s fun vibe if you're trying to listen to this one. But there's also some deep, little dark moments on here too. So yeah, definitely recommend check it out. Going on to number 16, we got Currents by Tame Impala. Love this album. This album would probably be higher up if it didn't make me so sad. I can't listen to it sometimes because it just gets me in my feels, man. I don't know. I love this album. This is some psychedelic pop here we got going on. Just some really catchy songs on here. We got great stuff all around. I don't know. Some songs just make me. I can't come back to it because I get a little bit sad. I feel like I'm winding down a little hole here with some of these little melodies. They like send you into another dimension of just like holy shit, this is like not life. You know what I mean? I can't really explain the feeling. Also, this is an album I turned on a few times after some of the saddest moments in my personal life. So can't really go back to it that often because I just start to get a little bit sad. But some amazing memories with this album. I really love it. It's great. Just a crazy looking vibe. If you want like an idea of what this album sounds like, it's this album cover. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Next up, we got number 15, Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World. Okay, personally, my favorite Uzi album. This is just him at his most raw, most energetic, peak self back in the day. We got like Money Longer on here, I believe. We got like You Was Right. This is just a hyped up, super fun Lil Uzi Vert that I love to see. You know, this is what we're here for. This is what Uzi brings to the table. I love a lot of his new stuff too. Pink Tape, great. But Uzi, just one of my favorite artists of all time. I've always loved his energy. This album's a good reason why. Next up, we got number 14, some rap songs by Earl Sweatshirt. Now, this album just, I can only listen to it really when I'm not in the best mental space, to be honest, because this album will just, man, it's not like a hard listen in a way that it's bad. It's amazing, but it will just spiral you down. And if you need like some good sad music, this just feels like a man who's lost all hope making an album. He doesn't even care to name it. He's just like, these some rap songs I made. Go ahead, enjoy it. The closing song is amazing. It's just an instrumental, and it just sends you out of this like whirlpool of a just like downward spiral that you watch this man go through, and I feel bad listening to it. It just makes me sad sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But love songs like The Mint. Dude, this is a great album. Just kind of got like, he's got like this emotionless like flow a lot of the album where you're just like, kind of like, man, this dude does not want to be doing anything. He doesn't have the energy to do anything. I don't know. It's sad, man. This is one of my favorite albums to go to if I'm having a not the best time in my life, you know? But oh god, it feels weird to say that to a YouTube camera. Everyone at home, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm doing fine. We got the next album, number 13, Bottomless Pit by Death Grips. Love this album, banging energy. This just fills me with confidence, man. It makes me feel like I'm just going on like a streak of highs. I don't know how to, not high, like just this high confidence. I don't know. I can't explain what I'm really trying to think here, but if you've ever heard this like booming album, it just like fills you with just like you're afraid of nothing. You know what I mean? Got some crazy, crazy songs on here. Bubbles buried in this jungle, crazy booming beat. BB Poison, crazy booming beat. Three bedrooms in a good neighborhood, crazy. Like these just have like this heavy metal rap feel. I guess kind of. It's not really heavy metal, but it's like heavy rap. You know what I mean? And it just makes me feel like I don't know. I'm just unstoppable. You know what I mean? I love this album. It is such a cool vibe. I highly recommend it if you've never heard it. Next up, we got number 12, Icedancer by Bladee. Love this album. Dude, Be Nice to Me, one of my favorite songs ever. Like, it's just so catchy. This is the best cloud rap album of all time, in my opinion. This is just peak that. This chaos, it's like in a good way. It's like looking at this picture, it all blends together in this like colorful way that just has you floating, I feel like. And I don't know. That's how I feel like when I listen to this album. I it's like a chaotic high of just good feelings. I just feel cute, you know? I just feel good. Bladee just makes me, I don't know, get a little bit happy and excited with life. And I like that about him. You can never go wrong with that. Um Malhor Freestyle, amazing. I love that song too. Frosty the Snowman, absolute banger. This, if you've never heard of Bladee, never heard of anything, maybe it's not for you. He's a little Swedish, kind of a twink, but I love him. He's great. This guy is awesome. I recommend this album so much. Bladee, this is his best work. Um, Next up, we got number 13, or number 11, I don't know why. Number 11, Scaring the Hoes, JPEGMAFIA, Danny Brown. This is a newer one. It's one of the newest ones on this list. I think it might be the newest one on this list. Why it might not be as high as some other ones, because I love this album. This has some of the most creative production I've ever heard from JPEGMAFIA. These songs are incredible, front to back. There's not a miss on this album. I love some of the soulful songs on here, like Ho, Heaven on Earth, God Loves You. Just some of the samples in here that are kind of this like religious feeling thing with them saying just some of the most bonkers things I've ever heard in a rap song. I love Danny Brown's flows, his voice, just in everything. I love Peggy, what he can do to this, the creativity he brings to the table. Kingdom Hearts Key, another amazing song. Perfect. So much catchy, cool sounds on this album. I love it. It is such a unique sounding type of thing. I definitely recommend this one. Yeah, going on to number 10, we got Discovery by Daft Punk. Now, I love this album so much. I go to this all the time. It's something I can listen to anytime because I don't know, it's something I can listen to while doing things because it doesn't distract me as much just because it's a, a a dance album. I don't really know how to explain it, but if you know what Daft Punk is, you know what I'm trying to say. I just am forgetting the word. But yeah, not a lot of words in it, and the words that are in here are pretty repetitive and catchy. It's not going to distract you from thinking. So I can do this while I'm studying. You know what I mean? I love this album. I'm playing it all the time. Some of Daft Punk's most catchy songs on here, obviously Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, being a Kanye sample as well, which is actually how I got into Daft Punk, which is kind of funny. I was in like sixth grade, while ago, and I didn't know who or what Daft Punk was, and I was like, someone played it for me, one of my friends. I was like, oh, these guys stole the Kanye song. That's kind of crazy that they got away with that. And then he was like, no, 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 you stupid, or whatever, got kind of mad at me. And then he made me listen to all this, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is actually good. Fair. I respect you being angry about it. But yeah, we also got some super catchy songs on here, like One More Time, Opening It Up. We got Voyager, a really catchy beat to me. I love that one. And we also got Short Circuit, which might be one of my favorite Daft Punk songs of all time. The song, as it progresses on throughout it, starts like Short Circuit and it kind of glitches out throughout the end of the song. One of the most creative songs I've ever heard in my life. I love that song so much. Love this album so much. Something About Us, a little gentle, heartwarming song that we got some singing on here. It's beautiful, dude. I really, really like this album. This is an amazing album. So yeah, number 10 for me, definitely. Next up, we got, sorry, didn't mean to, yeah. Next up, we got number 9, Afterlife by Yeat. Okay, I know it's kind of funny seeing Yeat like right above just this masterpiece, one of the best like EDM, I don't know, it's not really EDM, but Daft Punk albums ever. And then, oh no, a spoiler, don't look at that. We got Afterlife by Yeat at 9. So yeah, it's funny seeing it next to Daft Punk. It's a little bit goofy. It's like, man, this is just this little mumble rap guy, right? But if you say mumble rap, you're stupid, you're corny, you listen to Eminem, which Eminem isn't bad, but you only listen to Eminem and Eminem clones on YouTube. So yeah, expand your horizon a little bit. Sometimes a song can just be fun. It doesn't have to be lyrical, spiritual miracle, like I've said before. You can just enjoy a good time. You don't even have to listen to the lyrics. To me, something Yeat does amazingly on this album in particular is all of his songs is he uses his voice as just an instrument. He's like, ah. You can hear it like in the instrumental, and it adds so much to a lot of these beats. That's why he's so far ahead a lot of these other rage artists. He's so much more creative. He's even got some songs on here where he was doing the beat, like Bad Band / Demon. Personally, my favorite song on the album too. Just super catchy, man. I'm gonna bend that was up. I don't know. It's. I also saw this live. This album performed live. Crazy energy in there. That's probably another reason why I love it so much. Every song on here is super catchy, just peak rage music. I love this album so much. This is top tier Yeat. Love me some Yeat. He can do no wrong. This could be moved in the future. I've heard some snippets of what Lifestyle may sound like his next album coming up. And dude, I'm excited for it. It sounds great. It sounds like he's doing even more creative stuff. That's the reason this is my favorite Yeat album. I feel like he's just at his most creative. He's doing more experimenting than he's done before. With songs where he's got features with himself, like Cranky Cranky or whatever. And I forgot the other alter ego's name, but yeah, those songs go super hard. Man, I just really like the energy of this album. It is amazing. Number 9. So, yep, number 8. Going into it, we already saw it, I guess. I'm sorry for the teaser had it, but we got Astroworld, Travis Scott. I love this album so much. Really hard to pick an album from Travis Scott because I think Rodeo, Utopia, and Astroworld are all about equal, almost identical. In my eyes, I just feel like I've listened to this one a little bit more than the other ones. This, to me, just defines Travis Scott, his sound. Every song on here is absolutely crazy. Going from stuff like, what's it called? We got Skeletons with The Weeknd and Tame Impala's in there as well. We got Wake Up, that song with The Weeknd. We got 5% Tin, one of my favorite Travis Scott songs ever. Stop Trying to Be God with the Stevie Wonder harmonica solo and the Kid Cudi hums. Just this song makes you feel like entranced. It makes you feel like you actually are on a little roller coaster to Astroworld. It's got songs like Carousel, which rotate around your headphones if you're listening to it like that. Or maybe you got a car with 2 speakers on each side. It sounds like it's going around and around a circle like you're in a carousel. This is a super cool album. I love this album really a lot, so much. This is a great album. This is just, if you need Travis Scott, this is it. Listen to this. He'll take you to his world for like an hour. You know what I mean? Awesome. Next up, we got number 7, which is Let's Start Here by Lil Yachty. So, yes, this one maybe is. Oh my God, I hate this thing so much. We got a surprise here. Number 7. Um, yeah. So, this album, Lil Yachty takes a new direction. He goes in that kind of psychedelic rock kind of way, and it ends up turning out really good. All of the things I've always loved Lil Yachty, but he never had like a masterpiece to me. I've liked Lil Boat, the whole series of Lil Boats. Um, I've liked what he's doing recently with the singles, Poland, stuff like that. But this to me just perfectly fits all of his creative ideas and the potential he's been showing as an artist for forever, all into one album. It just sounds so cool. It just immerses you in this little world. Some super catchy, just fun sounds, stuff that is amazing. You would never think you would hear from Lil Yachty, but he did it, and he did it so amazingly. The Black Seminole opens you up in just this like world, Pink Floyd kind of sounding type song. Crazy guitar parts. We got insane little ending part with the woman going like I can't really replicate that, but we got songs like Drive Me Crazy that just, they are super catchy. Or Drive Me Crazy is a super catchy song. We got incredible singing. I love Yachty's just fun little tone he puts on this album. I don't know, he does some incredible things on here. I really like the song The Alchemist. I feel like he gets a little bit pumped up for that song. We got songs like I've Officially Lost Vision, where he's got some like hard, heavy hitting guitars at the beginning. This album is just incredible. A little eerie at points, kind of like the album cover would lead you to think, and it just transports you to this little world. All albums that can do that for me put you in another world of just emotion and feeling to me, turn out the best. They're just super unique and really cool, and I love being transported into like the artist's mind, seeing what they're seeing. You know what I mean? So yeah, next up, I spoiled it on accident because I'm a little bit of an idiot. We got number 6, 1000 Gecs by 100 Gecs. This is a hyperpop album. If you've never heard of 100 Gecs, I encourage you to check it out. You might not like it. There's a good chance you don't like it because it grows on you. The first time I ever heard it, I thought it was a joke, and I was like, wow, I can't believe people would actually listen to this. And then I got into it more and more, and I was like, oh my God, this is some of the coolest, most unique stuff I've ever heard. The stuff they can do with just sounds, the way they piece together random little sound effects and noises, and somehow make it a really unique sounding, creative, catchy song is like so impressive to me. I love it. It starts off with like 745 sticky. Literally, the ending part, there's just a part of sound effects where there's like a dog going woof and like stuff like that. It's super hard. We got Money Machine on here. That song, my introduction personally to 100 Gecs, can be kind of funny sounding. Starts off with them going like, "Hey, you little piss baby," and then they sing about how their truck is bigger than yours. Um, Dude, it is awesome. It's really hard to describe what this sounds like if you don't know what hyperpop is, but if you know what Alvin and the Chipmunks is, kind of those type of vocals on here, which you may think like, oh, why would I purposely listen to that? Give it a chance. Give it a chance. It is super awesome. Some of the hardest hitting parts of songs I've ever heard too. Usually at the end of the song they'll come out with like just like crazy noises, you know. I love it. This album is so good. It's only 10 songs, but it only needs to be 10 songs. It just hits so hard. I thought about putting in Tree of Clues, which has a remix of all of these songs as well as a few extra songs that are on this album. I thought about putting in their newest album, 10,000 Gecs, but at the end of the day, this one's just a classic to me. This is my favorite personally. Just some really cool moments on here. Yep. Moving on to number 5, we got Bandana by Freddie Gibbs. I love this album. Freddie Gibbs and m.A.A.d cannot miss. They have like Pinata together as well, stuff like that. Freddie Gibbs is incredible on this album, so is m.A.A.d's production. m.A.A.d goes off. He made this album on a iPhone or an iPad, I believe, which is absolutely crazy that he could pull off some of the sounds he did on an iPhone. It sounds so good. And I'm honestly impressed by it every time I listen to it. Some of my favorite songs ever are on this. Education, which features Mos Def and Black Thought, I believe, is on this album. I love that song so much. It gets me in my feelings every single time. Also, Polymolive with Pusha T goes crazy. These two are just rapping like wild men on here. I love Pusha's verse. It's actually how I found out about this album through a Pusha T feature. I was like, oh, listen to that. And then I listened to that. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Practice, also maybe one of my favorite songs of all time. I love that song so much. Goes into his little life about being a drug dealer, and it's not all as good as it seems that I rap about on some of these songs. I can't relate to that at all, but listening to it, I love it, man. It is amazing. I really love this album. This is easily a top 5 album for me. Incredible production on here. Just some really cool samples, fun ideas, and just amazing rapping. I love Freddie Gibbs' flow and what he can do, some of the stories he tells on this album. I love it. Next up, we got number 4, Food. Yummy. Who doesn't love Food? By MF Doom. I love Doom. Doom is such a great rapper. Hard to pick a Doom album. He's got so much stuff with, Mad Villainy, the vaudeville villain stuff like that. He's just got a lot of creative endeavors that he's taken. But to me, this is personally my favorite one. Starts off with beef rap, and every one of the song titles is kind of like a play on words with food. He's got a really cool little villain story thing he does with a lot of his albums, but on this one, I think he does it his best, taking movie clips into it, making it just a really cool sounding album. This album is great. It is amazing. Songs like Hoe Cakes, where he does the little beatboxing beat, like really cool. One Beer got a funny little transition at the end. He does some of his most creative production on here. He's producing a lot of this one as well. Obviously, we got Rap Snitch Knishes featuring his little friend. To me, this is the most Doom as Doom can get. Just doing some of the most fun things, creative ideas he's ever had. This is an amazing album. I love this album so much. Go back to it all the time. Amazing, incredible samples. Doom was pushing the most creative sounds in hip hop from the beginning he entered it. He's always been one of the most creative rappers ever. Rest in peace to MF Doom, man. He put together some amazing stuff for sure. Next up, we got number 3. We got Playboi Carti, Whole Lotta Red. Now, I know it probably is crazy seeing like some actual insane classics like Food by MF Doom here to Playboi Carti with Whole Lotta Red, but to me, this is peak everything that hip hop is right now. Currently in hip hop, pretty much all of it based on this. If you don't like that, that's fine. But the sound that he's pushed with rage and everything is all the rage. He is pretty much shaping what hip hop is going to be in the future, what it is right now. I'm so excited to hear what he comes out with next, which maybe will be 10 years from now. This dude never drops. But this is an insane album. So much energy. New Tank, absolutely amazing. Rockstar Made starts it off banging. We got songs like Sky, just a crazy vibe. It's like a perfect little Carti song. We got songs like Vamp Anthem, which kind of set the tone for this whole new Vamp style that he's going with. That a lot of people don't like. They call it weird. They don't like it. I don't know. I can see why you don't like this album, maybe. Maybe you think it's too raw, but that's what I like about it. It's just raw Carti doing his thing, going crazy on all these beats. Some of the hardest beats I've ever heard. On That Time, another amazing song. Just, man, it just goes in and in and in and in with every song. And then even the songs that kind of slow it down a bit, like Control, still crazy, man. I was at a Playboi Carti concert. A woman fainted to that song. Like, this is the Beatles type stuff. You know what I mean? um, yeah, that's another thing. Watching this live, if you've never seen it, I think it would change your mind. If you didn't like Carti before, I think you would love him after it. Because, dude, he is crazy. The performance that he puts on, it is just so much energy. It's my favorite concert I've ever seen. Carti, someone you definitely got to see live. This album live was absolutely insane. I loved it. I'm so excited for what he's going forward in the future. Maybe he'll top this, I hope. But that would be hard to do because this is my third favorite album of all time. So yeah, next up we're going on to number 2, Graduation by Kanye West. Now I know that this became a meme. Like, oh, but he made Graduation. And honestly, that is fair to say. This album is so good. Um, I think it used to kind of be the thing that his best album was like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Maybe people still think that that's like his magnum opus. I love that album too. That's why it's so hard for me to pick on here and that's why I made the rule of one album per artist because there would be a lot of Kanye on this list. I could tell you that. But this album is so good. It is amazing. We got songs like Stronger, which are some of Kanye's biggest songs ever. To me, this was the end of the whole Bear Kanye kind of vibe. You know what I mean? He what's it called? He shifted after that to 808s and Heartbreaks, which to me, another amazing album. I personally don't think Kanye's ever missed. I think every one of his 13 albums, you include the like duo projects, is very good. I love all of them. That's why it was so hard to pick one of these for me. But to me, this was the perfection of the sound that he had with the whole Bear era Kanye. Chopped up samples, but they were getting more creative than ever. People called it like the Chipmunk samples, Chipmunk Soul or whatever. You got aspects of that on here, but he branches it out into a more way that feels like this album cover. You're floating off into just a space. Man, I love this album so much. We got songs on here like Can't Tell Me Nothing, The Glory, Good Life. Dude, these are just Kanye at his highest high, in my opinion. Before, some things went kind of downhill in his life. This was kind of our last glimpse at that young Kanye, you know what I mean? And I think he had perfected it with this album. So I'm glad he took an artistic shift because just trying to do this again, you would never top Graduation with that style. Because to me, it's perfect. It is so good. Even songs like Barry Bonds, with the Lil Wayne feature, I still love it. I think it fits just kind of the feeling. We got other songs like Homecoming and Flashing Lights. And then we got what might be my favorite Kanye song of all time, Big Brother, where he is just kind of telling the story of him and Jay-Z's relationship, I guess, the dynamic of it, how it grew, how he then kind of became jealous of him, how he then kind of felt like he was like doing things, and then Jay-Z was starting to do them too, and then I don't know, it's a song you should listen to for sure. If you haven't, I'd imagine most people have probably heard this if you've made it this far in this video. But yeah, this is such an amazing album. So many Kanye albums I could have picked from. Personally, this is my favorite. This album's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Next up, we got number one, numero uno. Okay, drum roll, I guess, since I can't click a button. IGOR, Tyler the Creator. Another artist who, if I didn't limit this to one album per artist, this whole list might just be Kanye and Tyler, which maybe says something about my music taste needs to grow, but maybe also says something I think those two artists are so creatively ahead of everyone else. It's not really close. I think they are the two greatest rappers of all time, in my opinion, most creative. They make their own beats. Their beats are so creative. Their instrumentals, the instrumentation, everything they use is just like so distinct and unique from everyone else. And I love that about them. Tyler the Creator, my personal favorite rapper of all time. This album's a big reason why. This is my favorite album of all time. This is the only album in existence, in my opinion, that I think every single song on it is a 10 out of 10. This is a flawless 10 out of 10 album. I love this album so much. It is so good. Man, I can listen to it no matter what. If I was having a hard time, you can listen to just the spiraling ways that these beats like go all creative on you, and it'll transport me into this world of what Igor's going through, the character of this album, how he's going through like a little bit of sadness in his life, story of his I guess heartbreak that the person of interest he is into is not reciprocating it, which we've probably all felt that in our life, but not necessarily what I'm going to it for. I'm just going to it for because it can also make me happy, man. These instrumentals can float me in a way that I've never heard anything like it. Like, they are so perfect in every way that no matter my mood, it shape shifts hearing one type of sound in the song differently. It will change the way I listen to the album. I've probably listened to this album like over 100 times. I've listened definitely easily over 100 times. I've listened to it so much over and over again. There would be times in my life where it was all I could listen to, was all I wanted to listen to. It's like 40 minutes of just perfection. Every single song on here takes you down a little story of the narrative, um, of what he's going through. We got 12 songs on here. Some of the highlights for me, one of my favorite songs of all time, Gone, Thank You. One of those track 10s that Tyler always does where he'll split it into two songs in one sort of thing. Dude, they are so cool sounding. I can't really explain, but just some of the swirly little synths and the little vocal harmonizations on the little beats on here. I'm not very good at describing sounds, especially on stuff that's as unique as this, but they just sound perfect. I can't really explain it. I could go on about this album, honestly, forever. This is easily my favorite album of all time. This was the one thing on this list that was a lock. Going into it, I knew this was going to be number one. It is so easy for me. If you've never heard this before, you gotta try and check it out. I could see why maybe you wouldn't like it because there's some unique vocal sounds, I guess, on it that he's doing. He's changing his pitch a lot in a lot of the singing. Maybe you don't like his singing. Maybe you think it's like kind of flat or something. I don't really know how to explain it. But I think it's perfect, man. It just shapes this dude. Um, I don't know. Just this crooked little way of life he's going through. I don't know. I love it. This is the best album of all time for me. Easy. And yeah, I think that's it there. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Remember, smash that sub button, pound the noti bell, and slam that share button, or else Santa, he won't give you any presents this year. He won't be happy with that. Neither will Chief Keef. He's holding some sort of device your way if you don't hit the I'm sorry, I've never done that before. I just thought it would be a funny little way to add it in there. But seriously, thank you for watching. If you watched this whole way through, I keep letting these videos get a little bit too long, but it's okay. I'm having fun just rambling out here, having a good old time. So yeah, if you disagree, let me know. If you don't like some of the albums I like, let me know. And if you want to drop your own top 20, maybe even top 10, or just your favorite albums in the comments, go ahead. Let me know what they are. I'm curious. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. Genuinely appreciate it. Have a great day.